In this video, we're going to deal with the area rule. But before we can deal with the area rule, we'll have to deal with the sine rule. The area rule is such to say that the area is 1/2 of the product of two sides with the sine of the included angle. So the area, for instance, in this case, I can say area would be 1/2 of A. Little a is opposite of the angle A, times C, little c is opposite of the angle C, times the sine of 40 degrees. Now this would be the formula that I will use to find the area of this triangle. However, I don't know the angle measure of side A. So what I've got to do is use the law of sines to find the value of side A before I use the area rule. So I'm going to say the sine of A over little a is equal to the sine of C over little c. So I know that that's the sine of 110 degrees over A, which is my missing variable, is equal to the sine of 30 degrees over C, which has a value of 16. So then I've got 16 times the sine of 110 degrees is equal to A times the sine of 30 degrees. So therefore, A is equal to 16 sine of 110 degrees divided by the sine of 30 degrees. So we'll take our calculator, and that'll give us the value of little a. Now I need little a in order to find the area, because I only know one side, and I must have both sides in the included angle in order to find my area of my triangle using the area rule. And so often a person that is careless can make a mistake on an exam because they use a side or an angle rather that's not included. So then A, rounding to one decimal, A is 30. It's 0.07, but we'll round it to 0.1 decimal units. All right, now knowing the value of A, I come back over here to this formula, and I'm going to substitute A and C into my formula and multiply them times the sine of 60. So A, area is equal to 1/2 of A, which is 30.1, times C, which is 16, times the sine of 40. Now there's so many ways you can do this in your head if you're a mathematician. Half of 16 is 8. 8 times 30 is what? Is 240. And then 8 times 0.1 would be 240.8. So you have an idea that what that is. But you don't know what the sine of 40 is necessarily. So we'll put all this in the calculator one time. But it's good when you have an idea of what you're dealing with from a perspective of knowing about what you're looking for. It just makes life a lot easier from a guesstimation standpoint. And that's what we're dealing with at this stage in order to find our area. So let's just make sure that we're careful and we get the correct area. Now, according to what I've got that the area is 154.78, so I'll call it 0.8. And that will be units squared. 154.8 units squared is what our area should be using the area rule.